Hey, welcome. This is Dr. John Bush for The Process. Uh, I live at the Science of Fantasy Football website, myself and D. Mike. We produce the Science of Fantasy podcast and the Data Lab podcast, and I have written articles as he does as well. So we have action packed material ready for you. This is lesson 129, the second one in the series I like to call Consistency of the Mean, or the Median, I guess. And this would be fantasy points. So if you missed 128, go back, review that, then come back to 129. This won't be as long, I think. So I wanted to reveal how this material or this data looks as far as consistency of the median. And I call it counts over the median for each week. So what I'm saying is how many times during the season in by week did the person involved uh, produce a fantasy point above the positional median for that position, and this is quarterbacks. So I focused on the last 3 years, 2019, 20, and 21. I then sorted the table from a 3 year median all the way down from high to low. So, first thing to note, the best quarterbacks were delivering 56% of their weeks above the quarterback uh, median fantasy points. So, that means the best were still uh, under or going 44% below the median per week. So if you were thinking that quarterbacks are the sure thing, just like all the other positions, they're not. The best is 56%. So think about in your drafts, should you spend a lot of, let's call it draft capital, on certain quarterbacks, or should you wait a little bit? Uh, Herbert, the last 2 years, was at 60 and 53, the average 56. Deshaun Watson was 50 and 63. Dak Prescott 56, 60, and the wheels came off at 44. Aaron Rodgers 25, 75, 56. Okay, Stafford 63, 25, 53. Drew Brees, he's gone. Lamar Jackson 87, 47, and 50. Tom Brady 38, 50, 53, etc. So you go down and just scan across that, and you're struggling to find a solid QB other than Herbert right now, because some of the other ones have, I mean, Watson, I guess 50% and 63. We didn't really get to see him, obviously, 2021. But a lot of these other quarterbacks just fell off the horizon here. So things are not as sure shot and as steady as you might think. And again, we're talking high to low as well. So this is just, this is where you take notes and kind of start looking and thinking kind of a 3-year situation, see what that's telling you. It's telling me that late quarterback drafting may not be such a bad thing. Now, if we flip the data and sort it by 2021, then it gets a little bit interesting in the sense that Jalen Hurts, because of his rushing, comes all the way up to the top. Aaron Rodgers, Herbert, Stafford, Brady, Allen. Allen's going like what, the number 2? But Rodgers, Herbert, Stafford, Brady beat him. So, and Jalen Hurts is not in the top. Mahomes is like 3rd and he was 47th. Dak, Kirk Cousins. So start looking at some of that and you start realizing if you're looking for weekly superiority from a QB, through fantasy points, at best you're getting 60% or so, maybe. So what is that? Out of 17, 18 weeks, what is that? 10 weeks? Hurts, gave us some good numbers. So that means 7 weeks he didn't. So 7 weeks you're cursing. 10 weeks you're happy. So in your research, I think I would take this data and I would try to look at, and I hadn't done this, and I probably will. I don't know if I'll do it this year, but start looking at offensive lines, strength of schedule, kind of see if there's some things that, home games, away games, start looking at the breakouts that way. I haven't done that. That might tell us something very interesting, probably will. And I'll probably go back and hit that. But right now, this is the data I have in this subject. So if you use this, and you can go down the list here, if you use this, here is the 3-year median comps-based tier. So if we use the 3 years material, the data, and kind of have the median of the median, as it were, Herbert, Watson, Prescott, and Rodgers are in tier 1. Notice I didn't mention what Josh Allen. And remember that 3 years, he only has gotten 2 years of data, so that does influence things. So one might say this is 3-year window is a little bit unreliable. So next to the tiers from the 3-year, we have the 2021, and that puts Hurts and Rodgers number 1, Herbert, Stafford, Brady, Allen number 2, Jackson, Mahomes number 3 in the 3rd tier, and then Prescott, Cousins, and Murray. Wilson's by himself, and then you start having a big swath here. So if you draft early quarterback, then I guess that's what you're going to do. But for me, you can find Hurts, Rodgers, Stafford, Brady later. And so the concept of the late quarterback drafting applies here with this weekly stat. This counts weeks, you could think of as weeks over median and a percentile. So my advice based on this data in your draft plans is to wait, and I would not pay the high prices demanded of Allen, Mahomes, Herbert, I think I would look at Hurts, Rodgers, Stafford, Brady, that kind of thing. Okay. And if you're waiting late quarterbacks, some people try to take two and stream them. If that's the case, somebody like Hurts would pair with Rodgers. Great. Think about it. You could probably even pair those up, and you would have the passing side and the rushing side. That would be a double punch here against your opponents on a weekly level. Okay. I suggest you take a look at my partner D Mike on the Science of Fantasy website to look at his weekly consistency tools. Okay, I'm adding to that. I'm coming from a little bit of different angle here, and he's very supportive of this journey here. So I think that's what I'm thinking for the quarterback here. Let's see, what else did I do? Okay, I may have broke. And now, okay, so RB. So I think I did the RB here. And a 3-year median is shown. Christian McCaffrey, when he played, he's damn good. But last year, had injuries, he's only at 57. But look at the years before. Oh my goodness. He was super. So that's why people were drafting him number 1 in 19 and 20. Because of that, bring home here. Look at it, 75%. He sits above everybody. Dalvin Cook was number 2. Jonathan Taylor's he's our number 1, but look at that, 71. So he's being drafted over Christian McCaffrey and Cook. I don't know about that. Henry at 63 had his best year, but previous 2 years was at 47 to 44, so he's being discounted. Kamara's all over the place. He may have some legal issues, so he's definitely some uncertainty. People like Austin Eckler, but folks, he's only delivering about half the weeks to you. Harris only delivered 41%. Zeke, everybody's talking about Zeke. Hey, 35, 40%. James Robinson, everybody's forgot about him. Folks, he delivered much better than his 2020. So I don't know what they're doing down there in Jacksonville, but Robinson's not doing too bad here. Swift, 46%, not bad. Everybody loves Fournette, but he only gave you 36% last year. Aaron Jones, people are worried. Well, the reason they're worried is 44, 36, 33, dropping like a stone there. Chubb at 29%. So there's a lot of concern and controversy here. When you start looking through the weekly lens, things really, really change, don't they? Yeah. So anyway, this is looking at the RBs through a 3-year median score. You can look at that. Here's just some more looking down here. James White had one of his best years last year, 33%. Everybody's forgot about. He's a free square. Madison only gives you 19% when cooked. So yeah, he's the handcuff maybe, but I hope my handcuff is more consistent than 19% of the week, or basically 2 weeks out of 10. Think about it like that. So 8 weeks, you're going to get a dud from him? Not good. So take a look at some of these other ones here. There's some sadness in this. People talk about Pollard here. Yeah, Pollard's okay, but 7%? I'm underwhelmed here and continue to be underwhelmed with these cats. Here's some more here. So this is now sorting by 2021 only. Taylor, Henry, McCaffrey, Ekeler. Okay, Henry is being discounted, folks. You need to decide, is 63 doable or not? Taylor, 27, 71. People are guessing 71 is the thing. McCaffrey, what you getting here? He seems like a interesting high, kind of a high floor guy, 57%. Okay, Ekeler 50%. Robinson, man, Robinson is way down, but look at that. Okay, Robinson, Harris over Robinson, Cook over Robinson, Patterson and Cook had the same counts. Mixon, Fournette, Ezekiel Elliott, Jones. I mean, you start getting nervous. This should make you nervous. Okay, none of the experts, they're either ignoring this or have no clue how to figure it out or whatever. I'm just telling you, I would be extremely nervous for some of these cats here, picking them using my high play here. So I think 0 RB, I can see where that is attractive to people. So this data, just looking at 2021, is highly concerning to me personally. Here's the 2021 tiers. If we just assume everybody replicates what they did last year. Taylor, Henry, McCaffrey, Ekeler, Kamara, Swift. I think Kamara's going to be lower because of, I don't know if he plays. But Swift, you can get Swift cheap. He's in the 4th tier. Robinson's in there. Look at Cook. I mean, if you look at how 2021 broke out, it's a lot different than what's the ADPs now. So I guess coming into 2023, I'll be able to pull these out. This is my first year to kind of consider using this data, this weekly consistency idea. We'll see. Got this. This is on record here. We'll see. Does this make us some money, or was it fall on its face, or was there so much variability that this is, these tiers are give us tears? Okay. Take a look at this. Screenshot this, whatever. Take your notes. I got, a lot of depth here. So I think this gives you an understanding of some of the things I'm thinking about, some of the concerns I have with, this year, having looking through this kind of lens at a weekly. I think there's some potential bargains out there that might be worth, our time. So let's see how all this goes. See what we end up getting. I'll be really interested to hear and see some of this down the road and see what we end up getting. Okay, folks. Not as long as the last one. And I think I've got the next lesson is tight ends and wide receivers through this type of lens. It should That should be an eye-opener as well. So in your head, I'd go back and have the current ADPs and just make some notes here for you. Watch this lesson again and make some notes. And you're saying, should I, just react blindly? No, but I think you need to consider what's going on here and why is it the same or different than what's being drafted. If nothing else, this should lead you to more questions that allows you to do some more preseason research. And that's all we can ask for is keep plugging away and digging for those nuggets out there. Those data nuggets. Woo woo. Where are the nuggets on the chicken? Okay, man. I hope folks have enjoyed. Thank you for listening. This is Dr. Bush for The Process. This is fun. Woo woo.